Hi everyone, Esther here from Estherastrohealing. Thank you so much for tuning to my channel. Today's video I want to dedicate to Saturn. As all of you remember, Saturn enters last year sign Capricorn. And the Capricorn, it's very familiar to Saturn because the Capricorn represented by Saturn. A couple of things I want to mention about Saturn, which is really, really important for us to remember. You know, Saturn is the gas giant. And it's take really long time for Saturn to retrograde and get from one sign to another. It's about roughly about 2.5 years. So if you calculate every 28 years, we have opportunity to work on a certain sign every time when Saturn change. It's change as well relative to us as well. Saturn in natal chart represent energy of your tikkun, of your correction in a sense. Because when you see somebody's chart, according to Saturn, I can say many things about current life correction tikkun, according to previous life incarnation. And Saturn, extremely important planet. What is really Saturn? How for us to really to understand the Saturn? Saturn is the planet, really planet of restriction, planet of discipline. Saturn really came to help us to understand things on the righteous level, really on a truthful level. So if usually the first part of our life, Saturn giving us hard lessons in order for us to understand and learn, and then we can greatly benefit from Saturn as well. So when you look at Saturn really from Kabbalistic perspective, we can see that Saturn been given name Shabtai. And what is as well, Saturn represent Shabbat, Saturday. So this is the huge, because if you really think, what is the higher and the bigger than Shabbat? Nothing. It actually says that no holiday can overcome Shabbat. So every week we have Shabbat, we have Saturday, we have tremendous energy, opportunity to connect to our soul, to work on ourselves in order to activate the higher of selves inside of ourselves, right? So the Saturn really, a lot of astrologers try to make something from Saturn, like really scare people from Saturn. But if you really think, Saturn represents our best interest. It's like you decide to go to see a guru, and when you study from guru, you not question, you completely trust and understand. So Saturn is like a good teacher, good guru. He's giving you homework. He's required of you to really follow up, to be on time, to be truthful, not to manipulate other people. What you say, it's exactly what you think, your intention. So if you really think Saturn, it's one of the best planets we have, because if you really know how to work with Saturn, you can work on your tikkun. What is the tikkun? Your correction. It's one of the main things we can. Because according to Kabbalistic astrology, when you take a chart, two major things you need to look at the chart. It's number one, your south and north node, which is really important. It's represent where your soul came from, what's as well the life lessons. And Saturn is the grandfather, like a really caring, strict grandfather who really wants you to finish your tikkun, to work on yourself. And therefore, you need to really learn how to work with that. I will go through all 12 houses, because right now Saturn in Jupiter in full retrograde. So when they're in full retrograde, they actually losing the power in a sense. For us, they affecting us even more by being closer to us, because every time when planet retrograde, it's not just it's moving back, it's actually getting closer to us. So this is the great opportunity. Now, one thing we need to understand, last year Saturn moved from which sign? From Sagittarius. What is the Sagittarius? We were required for the last 2.5 years prior to Saturn moved to Capricorn to understand how to study, what is the spirituality, what school of thoughts we want to connect, right? So this is what the Sagittarius is mainly about. Now, as soon Saturn moved to Capricorn, it's different ball of game. It's pure karma. And it's only 1 in 28 years. So I don't want us to waste the time and opportunity until next April 29, 2022. This video is very, very relevant. So I really recommend for you to check your chart. You can stop my video right now, go to the link below. I provide the information where you can go and calculate, check your, according to Sidereal Babylonian system, not according to Western astrology, because we deal directly with the sky, really astronomy, what's really happening in the sky the moment of your birth. And many times the sign you think it's not necessary because it's lost 23 degrees. You remember one of my videos, and as well under my video, I have this information. So I wanted to go in and check what really you're rising according to sidereal system. And then according to the rising, we're going to check exactly where the Saturn right now until next April, and use opportunity for you to really take this seriously and really work on it, because it's on your will. Saturn has ability to give miracles. We always say this, Jupiter, Jupiter, it's really the planet always giving us so many blessings, more than we actually deserve many times. But Saturn only gives us what really deserves, and this is the best, because what is the difference between to win $1 million or actually to plan the business, to work hard, to overcome so many difficulties in order for you to make this $1 million, but through your own talents, through sleepless nights, through so many things you need to overcome. So it's a big difference, right? Not to underestimate definitely Jupiter. As we know, one thing is what I want to mention. I always compare Saturn and Jupiter to two schools of thoughts, of Hillel and Shammai. And those of you who are familiar, and if not, I do recommend for you to maybe Google and to check. It's really amazing. Those two big giants, tzaddikim, righteous souls, live at the same time. And they always have a discussion, interpretation of spirituality. And they had different school of thoughts, but they always have a same mission in order to help people to elevate the consciousness, right? And this is really good for us to remember that. Now, as you can see on the Shammai, on his forehead, you can see it's in Hebrew, it's called tefillin. Tefillin, which is men put every morning except Shabbat in order to pray. And there's a whole system about, a lot of books reading about. But the reason I brought this to your attention, because what men have here in the forehead, you see the square, this is actually Saturn. So we need to ask ourselves, how come Saturn being used every day, daily, plus Shabbat, in order for us to connect to real truth, to real consciousness, to pure of understanding of the creation. So Saturn is really amazing, and it's really, I recommend for us to connect to the Saturn, to his energy, and to understand Saturn purpose in our chart. And I'm going to discuss houses, and as well, each house represented by certain sign. So you can use this video as well, not just for the period of time until next April. You can actually check in your natal chart as well where the Saturn, what sign is represent, and then you can check what the house I'm going to talk, what sign as well. So you can check not just according to your rising right now where it is. You can check as well where the Saturn in your natal chart, and to understand better this energy. What else I wanted to tell you as well? What really important to remember about the Saturn energy in your chart, it's we are soul before we return. Each time we return to Malchut, to this dimension, we ask actually to return many times, because our soul so high and see no limitation when we're close to Creator, right? To collective consciousness. So when we are sent back again and again and again inside of our body, we forget what we knew. But with the energy of our natal chart, because our soul choose exactly the time, the moment of the birth, and as well family and a country we're born, in certain environment, social environment, emotional environment, and lack of things. It's exactly what's missing to our purpose, to our to complete our Tikkun process. So Saturn, one of the most important planets, I can't stress enough. So I hope you will benefit from this video and you will enjoy this information. Don't forget to subscribe and to put like only if you feel you benefit from this information. And I'm looking forward right now to connect to each of you through your rising sign. Let's Let's begin. Dear Leos, the Saturn transit in your sixth house. Sixth house is extremely important house for you because it's house which is represent your day-to-day life, your work routine, your self-improvement, the health. It's really important house, by the way. It's going to help you to understand your health better, take care of your health better. It's represent nutrition. It represent your home pets as well, your employment, co-workers, the duty, your routine. Extremely important house. Especially you, Leo, you're so talented. Anything you do, you always bring your talent, your imagination to it. So this house really can help you to put things together. And just to remind you what I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is extremely important opportunity. It started last year. Right now, we're in the middle of the full transit of both Jupiter and Saturn, which is extremely important. Your Jupiter in the seventh house. You can see the video below. I put link under descriptions. So I do recommend for you to refresh your memory because Jupiter equally important as Saturn. They're both working together right now. And what's really important to remember, only once in 28 years you have this opportunity to Cosmos open door for you to really to work on things. And if you will work together with Cosmos, anything happen after next year, which is this transit finish in April 29, 2022, you're gonna feel like a new person, whatever comes to those moments, everything what I just described. So let's understand a little bit better what's happened when you have, Saturn in the sixth house, right? Because it's really you need to understand you want to be in control of your work, right? You will take your job and health much more serious than before because you will analyze your daily life, your routine, and see how you can do better, much better. This transit can give you opportunity to become more productive, more sufficient, more efficient, more effective in everything you do. You will clean up a lot of clutter, physical clutter in your home, in your office. You will organize your office, your desk, your daily life. You can bring more structure in more order in your life, which is great because if you look at the sky, you can see each star has his own place, everything in his own place, everything very organized, but everything free at the same time. So you will get, the work routine and your schedule, you improve your health. I really recommend this period of time to study more nutrition and to understand the holistic medicine even better. Some of you will need even to go through the operation because when Saturn going through the sixth house, this is real health issues you can face. But it's all about preventive medicine. In order for you to not to face the final, dramatic reality, you really can prevent a lot of things. So this is the period of time Saturn wants you to learn how to prevent, how to be organized first before experience any chaos. It's important, very important house for you. It's going to change your lifestyle. You're going to really feel after this transit finish, you're going to feel you more in charge in a good way. And when it comes to work environment, you may take more responsibilities this period of time. You'll feel more stress. It's going to be a lot of pressure for you in a sense, and it can affect your health. So this is why for you, you need to be aware of that. And Cosmos purposely going to send you different opportunities. So you need to show Saturn, then you know how to deal with this, how to work, how to be more balanced and how to focus and manage your own energy, you know, because extremely extremely important house for you. And I think after this transit, like I said before, you're gonna feel amazing. So right now we're really in the midst of it, right? We in the middle. So in order for you to get benefit from Jupiter as well, which is Jupiter in the seventh house, extremely important for Jupiter for your relationship. It's possibility for you to meet someone really for the long-term relationship. So this is why you need to show Saturn, then you work with the sixth house, Saturn energy, in order for you to benefit because Saturn and Jupiter, they work together, those two big giants. Okay. I hope this information great service to you. I wish you guys lots of happiness and many, many blessings. All the best. Bye bye.